And welcome. I think get confirmation that we're on welcome. We're checking out the other monitor, and there we are. Yeah. Welcome everybody to our weekly live show here from sunny San Diego, where we are going to be discussing all things paintball. Some of the biggest news that we're going to be talking about. We've got a big World Cup update. We've got a little Midwest Invitational Pro event that this guy just came home from today. That's another big one that we're going to be talking about. Some cool updates that are going to be implemented into the next event for World Cup. And hey, are you guys sponsored? I want everybody in the chat while we're waiting for everybody to tune in here. Is anybody here sponsored? Chuck a comment in the chat box here to our right. Let us know because that's something that we want to discuss. We want to educate a bunch of you guys on the ins and outs of becoming sponsored, who your first sponsors were, who my first sponsors were, and just kind of like talk to you guys a lot about getting sponsored. And I think that that's one of the most important things. Also, Twister, Boston Paintball, Committed Paintball, dropped their Twister limited edition. They do it every year or bi-yearly. They come out with a limited edition Twister gun, and every single one of those sold out. 400 of them, to be exact, sold out in a matter of minutes. But they just found one more. So I'm going to release a special code towards the end of this show, so that way you might have an opportunity to buy the very last Twister that came out. And I believe it's a Twister Geo 4. So even though it's not really my sponsor, I want you guys to get involved in something that's really cool. Yeah. So anyway.
Thanks, Dizon.
Yeah, Kyle's here. So yeah, there we go. Jonathan Morales, you guys, LA Revival, looking for sponsorship feedback. Yeah, guys. So that's what the main topic of today's event is going to be about. Today's live show is sponsorship.
We got some other good stuff for you.
But we got some really good stuff. Actually, let's just jump right into World Cup.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who are actually just kind of joining us, make sure, I don't even know if you can share these. Can you share?
Share what?
YouTube? Yeah, you can share YouTube. Everybody hit a little like button for us right now while people are tuning in. We want to make sure we ramp this like situation up, and that way we can get more people involved and more people watching this. So one thing, World Cup, I just spoke with the president of the league today. Actually, we are trying to set up practices for World Cup. So I had to reach out to him to figure out what the brackets are going to be, so we can make sure when we schedule practice, we don't play anybody that we draw, right? Because no one wants to play the team that they're going to be playing. What up? Shout out to Miles.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that.
Shout out to T2. I heard that guy that makes those tornado guns those twister guns is pretty handsome. I guess that's pretty subjective. But so the NXL right now. So the NXL announced what, last week, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, they announced that we were going to be doing World Cup. There are already 240 teams registered.
Registration's open.
Oh, it's nice. It's almost sold out.
Oh yeah, because it's kind of limited, isn't it?
Yeah, so they were only going to do 4 teams, but because so many teams registered, an influx of registrations. 4 fields. Sorry, okay, 4 fields plus the
4
pro
teams
field.
only for World Cup.
Yeah,
per division.
Sorry. That's weird because next year it's gonna be. They're talking about doing something really weird.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll get to that another time. But 240 teams have already registered, so they're gonna open it up. I believe it's gonna be 7 fields total, a pro field, and then 6 other ones. And so,
dang.
Yeah. So, they're gonna have 7 fields. It's gonna be at the same
That's
venue.
good.
I believe.
That's better than because we thought it might be only 4.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they ramped it up for another 3 fields. Right now, no Ironmen. We discussed that last week.
Yep.
No Ironmen are going to show up, and no Uprising. Seattle Uprising is not going to be making it to the World Cup.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you missed.
In turn, they were supposed to allow. So the way the World Cup was going to be, it was supposed to be 20 pro teams from the U.S. and then 4 international pro teams. Mm-hmm. Remember how the Wild Dogs are coming?
Yeah.
So 1 South American team, there was supposed to be 1 Asian team and 2 European teams. But because everything's the way it is, Wild Dogs, I think, are still planning on coming. I don't know. VG, do you know any of the Wild Dogs guys? Maybe you can get one of them on the horn. I know VG's watching right here. So we're waiting on confirmation from the Wild Dogs to fill the Uprising spot, and then 1 or 2 European teams are still possibly going to come. I'm assuming they're not going to open it up to more than one because there's that Wild Dogs and 1 European team would be 20.
Maybe the Tauntaun should take a.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the Tauntaun should come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russian Legion will be there.
Yeah. So from what I understand, Russian Legion will be there. So yeah. I think that's coming out. Yeah, we're gonna be Everett Bird. We're not gonna be in Tampa, but we'll probably, if we do end up practicing the weekend before before World Cup out in Florida, we'll be at Central Florida Paintball for sure. So that's the World Cup announcement. So again, it's a go. We're doing it. It's happening. No Ironman, no Uprising. Substitute probably the Wild Dogs and possibly a European team. 240 teams registered. I know that some big sponsors are probably not going to go. I doubt Dye will go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think Dye's going to go.
Especially if the
Ironmen don't go. I think that there's a chance HK might not show up.
Wow.
Yeah, they might just run the guys were a little worried about COVID and whatnot, so
like people being actually able to like have time to go spend time in the vendors and whatnot.
Yeah, it just really ups a lot of ups the ante as far as like being a vendor would probably be the most exposure that you'd give towards anybody. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I guess we kind of asked everybody. We asked everybody there last week. You know, how would you guys feel? Yeah, and Josh Estrada, the reason that they're not going to come is the twofold. It's one, because the guys haven't been practicing quite at all. Well, not all of them, but some of the guys haven't been practicing, which I understand. Yeah. And two, it's just some people feel it's unsafe to go, and it's slightly irresponsible to go and hold a large event like that. So, yeah, and Mr. Schaub, I don't think that it's a series. Okay, so season title. It's not really a series or a season if there's only 2 events. Sure. I was gonna make if for some crazy reason they won the series title. Yeah. Because they won one event, or there was only a 2 event. There's no such thing as a 2 event series. Yes. I think that's just like a pair of events. Yes. I don't know I think we talked about this at summer camp. Like, what defines a series? More than 3? Yeah. Does anybody know out there?
So it's going to be standalone point system?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would feel like there would have to be a huge asterisk if Dynasty won the season title or series title. Yeah, because for winning 2 events. Like, that makes sense. Like, that's not really a series. Yeah. So, for those of you guys who are YouTube, those of you guys who are tuning in on Instagram, this is a live show that is happening over on the YouTube channel. We're doing a lot of giveaways, as everybody knows. One of the things that we are going to be giving away, aside from a couple of little personal items, is we're going to be awarding a sponsorship to 2 lucky player / teams that are in the chat box. Sponsorship is up to the sponsor's discretion as to how far they go with it, and what you get. But we're going to kind of go over a lot of that. So we're really focusing on the sponsorship thing. Also, you have the opportunity to buy the very last Twister that just released. I have a little picture. I got the special code. I'm the only one. I think 3 people know the special code. Wow. And I know it. Did I write it down? I'm going to have to double check where that is. So if you're joining us on Instagram, go over to YouTube. For those of you guys who are on YouTube, thank you guys very much. Hit the like button. I see only 20 of you liked it, but there's a bunch more of you guys watching it, so I'm having a hard time. Yeah, so 60 watching. What's going on here, guys?
Only 20 likes, 60 watching.
Yeah, so everybody on Instagram, please jump over to YouTube right now.
We're jumped up to 27.
There we go. Thanks, guys. We appreciate that. We're gonna be giving away something to somebody who likes this stream. So if you want to know how you're gonna win something, it's if you like it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Just got 3 more. Oh yeah. Boom. We asking it shall happen. So why don't we talk about the Midwest Open?
Yeah. So they just had done this pro invitational, kind of a trial a month or so ago in Kentucky, and they decided to put another one on. And they reached out to Charlie Givens, owner of ML Kings, and I think a lot of his King guys weren't able to go, so he reached out to the Golden State Kings and asked any of us that wanted to go. And Marcelo, Ryan had prior obligations, so we kind of formulated a lot of the same guys, myself, Blake, Garber, and Archie, but we had to pull together some other few new players. So we ended up getting Meter from X Factor, Jesse Stevens from X Factor, Archie, and then Johnny Greer and Charlie, who were already on the team before. But it was insane. It was awesome. We actually got to play. That was more paintball than I've played probably in any weekend to my memory. I mean, just as far as matches go. I mean, we got there Friday. We did a little all-star game, and then we went into practice. It was basically set up like tournament style. There was 4 teams on a split bracket practicing. You played 4 points, and you would take a break. Next 4 teams come on, and we did that till everyone was just pretty much like, we're done practicing. So we played for probably 5-6 hours doing that, which is great. And then we played 7 total full pro NXL matches, which was a ton of paintball, obviously, and basically they didn't do any type of quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. It was straight. You played 7 matches. There was 8 teams there. You played every team, and whoever came out on top with the best record won. And we went undefeated. So
stacked. Came
out there pretty strong, and with a really, really good game plan that was
like everybody likes the barrel cam against the
So that's actually something that I wanted to talk about. That was kind of a trial for Go Sports. I was working with them a lot this weekend. So that barrel cam is actually a GoPro that they have the capability now to stream live. There's a slight delay from their actual camera to going to it's like a 3-second delay, so it's mainly like so that you could see a move happen and then you could go back and watch it from the player's view.
Right. But, they have to cut it quick.
Yeah. It's a little timely setting it up before the matches, because you want to save battery, and then also so you're kind of having to get it set up and then come back 4 minutes before you play, turn it on, make sure the satellite's working. But the plan is to have a bunch of those at World Cup on a lot of different guys' guns, so you can actually see what they're doing, whether it's going to be on the barrel or a different place, so that you can actually see where the player's looking and shooting. They were talking about as well, but pretty awesome stuff if they are able to fully have that functioning at World Cup is extremely awesome.
Was it a GoPro?
Yeah.
Okay, little session. I think because I saw it on your barrel, but I couldn't quite figure it out.
Yeah.
It was one of those square ones that Ronnie uses.
Yeah, and I was a little worried that it was going to be in my view, but it actually didn't. Yeah, so I was pretty stoked to have that. There was a funny video that I think probably if most of the people watched it all, I put it on my story as well, and I think I'll post it back up of when we're playing NYX.
Did you get to keep the footage there?
Yeah, he sent it to me, so I have the video of me going to bunker Harris Hussein, me and Harris, we're good friends, but when we're on the paintball field, we overshoot each other a lot, as a mutual thing. But I went to bunker him, and we both shot each other, and he didn't put his gun down, so I was like, well, I'm not putting my gun down either. And we probably shot each other 35 times point blank, and I think his hopper ran dry. That's the only reason he put his gun down, so I had to give him 3 more extra and then submit him. But the refs thought that we were really mad at each other, so they gave us both majors, and it was funny because Archie was really scared. Archie's like, I'm mad that you did that. I don't want you to get suspended from the tournament. I'm like, Archie, it's a exhibition. This is for fun. They're not going to ban either of us. And Harris set the whole thing up. They're not going to ban us. And we're laughing, but it was pretty funny that that happened. Then later on in the match, it was I think I was just telling Ryan this story earlier, but
worth it.
we had shot their whole snake side off the break, and Harris is walking down the sideline, and I'm crawling down the snake into their snake 4, and I'm like, Harris, and he looks at me as he's walking the field, and I'm like, this doesn't look good for your team, huh? As I'm crawling to their snake, and they towel it, and we had a good laugh about that afterwards. So
that's really funny, dude.
Yeah,
that's great.
But overall, super dominant performance. So.
Yeah, and so I didn't go because I had I was actually supposed to go to Northern California, but as everybody knows, there's a bunch of fires, so we decided not to go, take a little family vacation, and then I was watching you guys on my computer. I was watching, and she's like, "Wait, is Kyle not home?" Camille, my fiance, is like,
"That's
no.
like the third time."
Yeah, the third time you've left for a weekend, and she didn't know. And I was like, "No, Kyle's out in Ohio playing this big event with the Golden State Kings." She says, "Why didn't you go?" I go,
"Oh man, we were talking about it too." And
yeah,
could have just came in to.
I know. So I was a little bummed I didn't get to go.
Yeah,
but. It looked like fun, and actually, we heard that there might be another one before World Cup.
Yes. So, what Harris told me at the end was that they're trying to set up another one, I believe, in Virginia, for the first layout weekend practice drop.
Virginia, that sucks.
Yeah,
Virginia's tough to get to.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like a really expensive. It's a more expensive airport to fly into than like.
Yeah, it might be cheaper with the times right now.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the plan. Is that they're gonna have a layout practice. Which would be pretty cool and it was cool to see. It was great for a lot of these other teams to get the experience, and that's what a lot of these lower ranked pro teams came up afterwards and like, yeah, obviously you guys dominated and it kind of sucked, but like we learned so much just getting to play with you guys and hear feedback and see how you guys look at the field. And then also on top of that, I was going to talk about, there was a lot of BKI members and Combine attendees that were there either reffing or helping out.
Weren't even playing?
No, not playing.
Okay.
But Ben Yates was there. He was reffing. And Colton Dahl, and I believe there's a couple other Combine guys hanging out. They actually had a pretty nice setup. So they provided all the pods, and we had a pod runner. So
provided a pod runner?
Yeah, also? So there was like 300 pods in each pit, and they had a designated pod runner during everyone's match, so no one had to touch the pods.
Oh.
On top of that, the pits were stacked with water, so no one had to bring waters, and you didn't have to deal with the pods.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was.
Was it regular? What was it? Purified water?
Yes, that was the one. Yeah. Meter was pretty mad too. He's like, I'm so dry. My mouth's so dry. Like,
he wouldn't drink the water.
Yeah, on Sunday we went to go get some celebratory beers, and he was like, I have to drink like a gallon of spring water.
Spring water, guys. Yeah. Look, spring water. If you don't know, you've got to know. Just after this is over, just educate yourself a little bit on the differences between drinking purified drinking water, which is like tap water, oftentimes with added minerals, versus drinking spring water with nature's own minerals, and it's just better for you. Mountain spring water is the best, but I got a whole blog on my website that you guys can read over. But the trace elements, the trace minerals that you don't get out of the tap.
Yeah.
Plus, most people, they actually have done studies. Most people are like, oh, I'm not drinking my tap water. That's disgusting. But I'm going to drink this Nestle Pure Life or this Aquafina, which is just tap water. So, anyway, I don't want to get... See, look, I got so messed up, I dropped my pen on the ground. They got me so worked up here. So, yeah, or you can just drink soda, I guess. There we go. Aaron Morales knows what I'm talking about. Spring water is the truth. Welcome back, Jason Ivey. Took a 15-year break. Came back 6 months ago. Welcome back.
So a lot of people are saying they want to see this barrel footage. It's been out there, but I will show it to you guys.
Might be able to send. I don't know if you can send it to the computer right now. You can just hold it up to the lens.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, we. So let's see.
We're just gonna hold it up to the lens here. Hold on.
Let me make sure my brightness is up here.
There we go. Turn the brightness up. All right, we're gonna get the. This is the roundabout way. Right there. Oh, there we go. Comes out. See you later. Looks like hair is spun on you. Oh God! And then he gave up first.
Yeah, I'll give it one more time so you guys can see it again.
Boom! Shoots him there. He spins on you. Doesn't. Oh God!
And then this whole time, we were about to lose a point. We only had one guy left. It was like meter on the Dorito side, and they were like 4 up. So that whole time, their whole team is shooting me
you
while I'm shooting Harris. And Pat Kraft comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, I'm sorry. I had to like keep shooting you." I was like, "No, that's what you're supposed to do. If you did that to my teammate, I would have probably shot you 10 times more than you shot me. So don't worry about that," which is great.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Let's see, what teams were all there? It was DMG.
DMG.
That won the last one.
Yep.
NYX. Thunder.
Energy Elite from Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Level Up, which was at their field.
Home field.
Yeah, really nice. They laid down. They made this whole field in 9 days. Laid new turf down.
No way. It looked really good because I've been out to that Level Up field. Like it would have been 3 or 4 years ago in Columbus, Ohio, and the turf was nice, but it was like had
uneven,
had some like mush spots.
I saw it. Yeah, but I'm
Trade My Gun.
Trade My Gun. Kings. Is that
Kings
8 there? Or am I missing?
We're missing one. Aftermath.
And a lot of those teams like they look strong. They lost to opposite teams that like didn't look strong throughout the tournament. So it was kind of like we were the only team that held like a solid.
Right. But for those of you guys who did or didn't, I'm not sure if everybody watched the webcast. But you guys weren't like 4 or 5-0ing. You weren't mercy guys.
There was no mercy rule in the whole tournament.
And for those of you guys who know, Kyle actually designed that field.
Yeah,
that was cool. How'd they pick the layout?
So every team got to submit a layout, and I've been working on a layout. Like you guys have probably been tuning in with us for the last month or so. I've been working on this layout for a long time, but I was fine tuning it. And I remember when I heard this, I was like, all right, I got to work on it. And Ryan and I were in here, and I'm like, Ryan, help me. He's like, they're not gonna pick it anyways. There's 8 teams. You got no chance. I'm like, but if they do,
well, I did, but I helped him. He was just overly excited about it.
Yeah. But one thing we did change, and I meant to tell a lot of people before the weekend started, because I messaged a lot of fields, and I was like, hey, this is the layout. We're gonna play it at the tournament, but also if you guys want to set up. So a bunch of fields set it up. I don't know if any of you guys got to play it. We did move something though. The snake corner was on the tape. Could see it on the tape. We moved it slightly in. So it was like in line with the beam. So you could kind of shoot down the tape, but you couldn't fully see it.
You couldn't stop the guy from going around
which made it a lot better.
Yeah, otherwise that corner would be super powerful.
Yeah, so I need to redo it.
That's funny you say that because when I was watching you play on one of the games, you guys I think might have been playing down. You ran to the corner, or maybe the other team had a score point. You went to the corner and you played inside pretty much the whole time. And I'm like, why? And there was a guy in the snake. I'm like, why is he not looking down the tape?
Yeah.
But I guess that makes sense. So they played it at ambush because I remember I talked to Glenn. Because Glenn was looking for the layout. Another thing about that was a lot of people were struggling to set it up because the rendering that you made didn't have what the bunkers were that they were like tall cake or small cake. Because the tall cake and the small cake look the same.
Oh yeah.
And like the little Dorito and the big Dorito, like you could figure it out, but they were when people are setting it up and there's any of the bunkers that look like the tall temples and the small temples, when you look at it from an overhead view, they look exactly the same.
But I don't know how to get it to print out.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You saw my layout.
So
ASG, yeah. So we got 2 ASGs. Ambush had it. ASG had it. Cool.
Yeah, and it was set up. It was set up pretty good. So like you could shoot both sides off the break, but if you did that, you weren't going to be able to take ground on the outsides, and then it was kind of like pretty straightforward on both sides, but you could also do cross shots. But if you did those cross shots, you gave up a huge advantage getting down the field. So it had a lot of, it was very balanced, which was pretty cool. And I think everyone loved playing it. And I thought it was really fun.
It looked really fun. It looks like a really good layout. That's definitely cool.
So that was a pretty cool that they picked that. I was pretty excited about that. I don't know if that gave us advantage or not, but I had a lot of.
I think your team gave you an advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, your RG, Blake, Jesse,
Nick
Laval.
Yeah.
That was the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But that's funny though, because a lot of people did ask, because Dan Norcross from the Ironman is going to play an event next weekend, out somewhere in the Midwest also, and they're using my layout.
Yeah.
From the very beginning,
nice.
And he's like, "Hey, Ryan, I need some pointers and some tips." I go, "Dan."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to play the field. I just put it together. Like it's not like I have some sort of secret knowledge. Like I don't have the cheat codes.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you were there the first weekend that it dropped, and you played it with us
just as much as me.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I can't help you. I actually shot Dan in the nuts this weekend. He had to sit out, and his girlfriend sent me a text message, and she was mad.
Wait, where'd you go?
We went and played woodsball. Oh yeah, so this weekend I played woodsball. Rodney Squires and the ICPL crew are going to Chicago. The same weekend I'm going to Clowns vs. Zombies, so I can't play it. But they're going to the ICPL in Chicago, and Rodney wanted to have a 10-man practice. So I went out there. I brought Creamer. Dan and Glenn Takamoto was there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Zizek played.
Wow.
Davey Williamson was there. Chris Corsino, like a lot.
Wait, where did you go?
We went to Velocity.
Oh, Velocity. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
which has Velocity's got like a really cool woods. It's actually the only woods, actual trees woods in Southern California.
Oh, wow.
And like combined, like all of Southern California, I think.
Yeah, Brandon Cornell told me, he's like, I've been playing at Velocity like every weekend. I was like, oh, and he also just moved down the street from us, like a month and a half ago. I was like, hey, I would go with you. Like, you want to tell me when you're going there? Like,
no way.
I'll go practice. Yeah, but he's been going there like almost every weekend, I heard.
Well, and that's the other thing is, I guess this is a good segue into the sponsorship thing. You don't have any paint.
Yeah.
Speaking of sponsors.
Yeah.
So, like one of the things, I actually had to drive down to the HK's paint warehouse, which is on the border of Mexico. Went and surfed IB, which is like that spot.
Oh, really?
It's sick.
Nice.
These real fun waves.
Okay.
Surfed there, which is like literally, so from the park right above our house,
Yeah,
which is like 2 blocks away.
That really nice water gets dumped.
Yeah, they're really nice. Yeah, if you guys Google how clean the water is down at the border of Mexico and California, it's probably some of the worst water quality you can get. The exact opposite of Crystal Mountain Spring
have a
water.
gas mask on.
Yeah, I should have worn my gas mask.
Yeah.
Or my COVID mask.
Yeah.
So anyway, I surfed, but then I had to drive. So basically, it's at the border. Like you're in the water and you can see Mexico. Like actually, from the park up the street from our house, you can see Mexico.
Yeah.
Also, it's about 15 or 20 miles south on a clear day. So anyway, most of HK's paint is made in Mexico and comes across the border. And then, so I went to their warehouse to pick it up. So that's how we get paint. And I got 10 cases for like me and Scott and Marcelo.
Oh, nice.
Even though neither one of those guys played, but that's all they got.
Yeah, we got.
He said he couldn't. He's gonna play this weekend if we play. But as far as sponsorship goes, like sponsorship's pretty tight for everybody right now.
Yeah.
Especially pro players, pro teams. It is tough to continue to play because we don't in California a lot of the times we don't really even have anywhere to play, but on top of that, it's hard to represent our sponsors because we're not playing national events.
Yeah.
Which is something obviously World Cup is going to help with, but one of the big things that and again, this is kind of one of the things that we wanted to talk about and kind of help shed some light on the whole sponsorship issue or sponsorship concept and idea and how you get sponsored and what to expect, what you should expect to do. And then obviously a really big portion of this is like your relationship with your field or store.
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up, and I think pretty much when you were growing up, there were paintball stores everywhere.
Sure.
Right? So we would go to the paintball store.
Yeah.
Like I actually worked at the paintball store. So that was technically my first sponsor.
Yeah.
And then that would got me entry free into the local field, which was Mare Island.
Entry fee free.
Entry fee.
Entry.
Free, no fee entry.
Nice.
To the field, yeah. So I'm sure that you played. What was Rob's field? Was that where you played?
Yeah, at Paintball Central.
Paintball Central.
But that was before even that happened. We played at a place in North Carolina called Real McCoy's Paintball.
Real McCoy.
Yeah. Very southern type of field, I guess would be the best PC word for it. And he would hook us up on like paint deals and stuff like that so we could play for cheap, and then we would represent him with a banner when we went local tournaments and stuff like that. But
I think so this guy, I think Yasha's asking, you were in North Carolina?
That's where I grew up. I've
DC
been in
paintball?
I don't remember DC paintball.
Anyway, well, so the big thing is, as far as, well, actually, my very first, if you want to get sponsored, and Kyle, you're going to actually end up dealing with this quite a bit.
Yeah.
Probably, especially maybe after we're done with our conversation here.
More so than Ryan.
Make sure you know how to spell the word sponsor. When you email somebody, because we get sponsorship requests all the time, even though we don't sponsor anybody because we're just a team, a lot of people don't know how to spell the word sponsor. So you need to make sure that your ducks are in a line, your T's are crossed, and your I's are dotted when you want to go and put yourself in front of a potential sponsor. Make sure everything is dialed in.
Spell check helps with that.
Spell check does help with that these days. So I wrote that down as the first thing that you should always do, because if you come across like you don't know what you're doing in the beginning, right off the break, you're yeah. Sponsorship equals professionalism, kids. That's right, Joe. That's you guys, and I know it sounds like a silly, funny minute little thing, but if you're a sponsor and you're trying to figure if whether or not you need to, if you're going to pour any resources in or give a discount to some team and they just don't have their shit together enough to be able to get that, proofreading it. Yeah, Wayne Black, that's right, my man. Wayne's been sponsored by a bunch of teams sponsored by a bunch of companies throughout his career. And then your relationship to a field or a store. Okay, this is really important. This is something that a lot of the paintball industry had looked away from up until more recently. And what that means is you need to make sure that you have a good relationship, say, with your local field, because if you don't, then how is a company supposed to support you if you don't really have a good relationship with your home field?
Sure.
In the past, up until relatively recently, pro teams would get, or even divisional teams, they would get like paintball guns, like Planet Eclipse or Dye would either give you a certain amount of guns for free, or they'd give you an incredibly good deal. And I know that a lot of those companies give like direct to team deals, like, hey, you want to be sponsored? We're going to give you all this gear for $1,000. You got to wear head to toe, and everybody's like, this is a great deal. But what it does is it undermines and undercuts the local fields and stores. Yeah. Which I know that's something that Field 1 is not doing. We're not doing anything direct to team, right? Because we want to go through a store. Because basically, if we just go, we don't really do any research on you, and we believe you, and you show us a resume, and we give you all this stuff, but like the local field doesn't like you. You can't get like, you don't get out, and you don't have any support from them, then there's chances are, with the slight exception of some field owners, but like you're probably not that good of a relationship, right, to have. So I think that's really important is having a really, really fine-tuned relationship with your local field.
Sure.
And then if they can support you, then that means that we can support you, or whatever, you just have, it's easier to get more support because then you have like a letter of recommendation. Yeah. Even more so for instance, like Carbon, if a field or a store kind of carries or supports you, or maybe like a field has a bunch of teams already under its umbrella, and some team goes, oh, I play at Level Up, and Kyle goes, okay, great, then you must know Pando, and the guy goes, who? Chances are, again, you're not in the same realm there. But that's important though, that you keep a relationship of some sort, like a pretty good standing relationship with your local field or store, so that way they can vouch for you. And then the way that Field 1 does it is, if you want a Field 1 sponsorship, we ask that you and your team go to the local field or store. They have to be a Field 1 dealer, so they'll set up a dealer account, which takes 5 minutes. That you can just call or email Yosh, just give them your information, and basically, if that field, like let's say Glenn's field at Ambush Paintball, if some team up there that plays at Ambush a lot wants to get a gun or anything, we just go, all right, go through Glenn. We'll gladly pass down our the dealer pricing to Glenn, and maybe Glenn marks it up $50 for his time. Sure. And so you're going to get guns at a team package, and we have several different packages depending on where you stand as in the relationship of like rankings. If you're a semi-pro team, if you're a D5 team, your deal will be a little bit different, and we'll say, all right, Glenn, this is the price we're willing to offer to you and that team, and then you can mark it up $50, or if you don't even like, if these guys are jerks at your field, then let us know, and we'll work on a different deal, or we won't move forward with them. Sure. Well, yeah, and I know, Yasha, that's the markup, $50 a markup on the price of the gun is for if the dealer or the store is like needs an incentive to like go out of their way to set up an account. Yeah. Right. So it's not like, and they can do whatever they want. They can give straight across the deals. They can give it straight up. Like, you can get it for whatever cost we bring it in. And they pay for it. Like, it's not that much trouble. But the idea is to not undermine or undercut the dealer, because if say Ambush Paintball, for instance, again hypothetical, carried the force, and his guys at his local field show up with 5 forces the next day, and he's like, well, where'd you guys get them? They're like, oh, I bought them from Ryan from Field 1. And he'll be like, God damn it, I have these things sitting in my shop. Yeah. So it's really important to keep the relationship all in a circle. Sure. There. Yeah. And then another really important thing is, are you influential? Right. So you're this, you can explain this one pretty well, like, yeah, just being marketing and stuff, being proactive and making sure that you're representing the company really well. Look at those
like what you do, myself, and then like Marcelo and Ronnie Dizon and Tyler Harmon, like those people are constantly every day putting up content to represent those sponsors in a really good light to combine with them to grow that company. And that's what the sponsors are essentially looking for, that you uphold a good representation for that company. And that's a big part, and then that company is going to start to give you more, to give you resources to grow your team and get better and help you along this journey as you grow to reach that pro level. And that's really the biggest thing, that you're looking to collaborate as a team and with the sponsorship, so it's just a really back and forth flowing, like valuable deal for both parties. And that's kind of, that's one of the biggest, most important concepts of a sponsorship deal.
Yeah, and Wayne Black hit it on the head. Reputation is key. People buy from people they like. So that's absolutely right. You're not going to sponsor. We're not going to sponsor. We don't want to be involved with somebody who is known as a troublemaker, or someone who starts, fights at the field or whatever it might be. Or again, and this is why it all goes back a lot of times to the local field. If they can't vouch for you in any way, shape, or form, if they don't want to partner with you at all, then there's a good chance that you might not be the right fit. Now that also goes to what's called a sphere of influence, right? So obviously we have a really big following, like you said, Ronnie Dizon. It would be, if you are a sponsor, it'd be a really good idea to sponsor a guy like Ronnie Dizon if you have a product that you want to show to a YouTube following. Marcelo and Tyler have the Play the Game podcast that gets nearly 1,000 downloads or more maybe now every episode.
Yeah.
And they're doing 4 episodes a week. So there's a really good relationship there. And I want to answer Yasha's message right now. So it actually doesn't matter if you're amateur or pro, right? That's a really huge key factor. It doesn't matter exactly where you are. There's guys that aren't pro that get a free ride or have like great marketability. Like Rocky Cagnoni is a great player. That's was a good example for a long time. That was a guy who was, maybe a lot of you don't know who he is, but he was a guy who was very marketable. There's a lot of guys in the scenario game and the scenario world that have like pretty good deals from large companies, Die or Empire or Key, because they have a marketable brand. Who's that one guy? Plays, I think, at Ambush, has a huge YouTube following.
Oh, Matty Boy.
Matty Boy isn't even, I don't even know what division he would even play.
Yeah, like D3,
but he has a large sphere of influence. So HK sponsors him. He gets these,
Carbon's done a deal with him.
Carbon's done a deal with him, so it actually doesn't matter. Now, what's important, again, is that you can market the brand in any way, shape, or form. If you're out on the week, if you play every single weekend, Narcos are a great example. Those guys are all divisional players. I think their highest ranking is D2, D3, somewhere there.
Yeah.
But they got 70 guys on their camp.
D2,
the Phoenix Uprising team.
Yeah.
They've got like 70 or 80 guys on their camp.
That team I coach, shooters.
Shooters have got 35 got players. So that's actually a great team or group to sponsor. And a sponsorship can go something as simple as like, all right, Matty Boy plays for Riverside Quake. That's great to know. Good. And those guys, what division is that, Quasi?
I think it's D4. Yeah.
It says it right there.
Yeah. Just popped up.
So, yeah, that's a great example. D4. A D4 team has a group, is pretty well sponsored.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, you want to make sure that, like, the whole entire team is DMG's got a big crew, is using the same gear. You show them a practice schedule. Like, it's not like, hey, I'm thinking about maybe playing an event next weekend for my first time.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we've got a group of guys together. We play every single weekend. My team, LA Savage, they don't really have sponsors. They have some HK jerseys. Everybody wears whatever gear they want, pants they want, jerseys.
Yeah.
They all wear the same jerseys, but goggles. But if they wanted to get a deal, they can say, hey, look, we play every single weekend. We play 1 day a week, every single week.
Yeah.
Okay? We're going to, we go to this field and we play these 2 fields right here. What can we do to make things a little bit cheaper on us?
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it overall comes down to. Now, what we offer a little bit later today, or today and at the end of the show, is a way to get sponsored. Now, it's not going to be a full ride. I mean, pro teams don't even have a full ride. I think there's only about 4 or 5 teams in the pro division that have a full ride where no one else pays for anything.
Yeah.
I know we do. You guys do. Heat, X Factor, Damage, maybe. AC Dallas,
yeah.
probably because they have a huge camp that comes up. So there's only a select few teams, but a lot of teams are paying for either airfare. They're paying a little bit dues for paint. Yeah, look at that. Panther 512. 10% is 10% off. It's going to help you buy an extra case of paint. That's absolutely correct. And when I was first sponsored, actually when I worked at the paintball store for the very first time, you guys probably could have heard of this on my Play the Game podcast, but I didn't even get a discount. I worked for $5 store credit per hour, and I had to pay full retail. But I got free entry to the paintball field. Then I started to be able to buy things at wholesale, which is like 20 or 30% off. Still only working for store credit. So you got to work your way up the ranks, and something that HK has been gracious enough to offer is they want to sponsor one of you guys in some capacity with a discount for your entire team.
And Frosty bring up a good question right here. He said, how, as a sponsor, can you trace your influence to show direct counter sales? And a lot of these sponsors, going back to especially Narcos, the teams that are representing the company really well and have these big organizations, other players that are outside of that organization are coming to the retailer or the manufacturer and like, hey, do you have like any of that team's jerseys I can sell, even like a blank jersey? And that's showing the company that through that team organization's representation, people are interested outside of it.
Right.
And they're coming to buy, that team specific products or whatnot. And that just shows the company like, okay, this team's doing a really good job.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. So Dynasty is a great example of it. You can buy Dynasty licensed merchandise or Ryan Greenspan licensed merchandise on the on their website, and then they can track it. Or there's like an affiliate code. But a lot of times, and it depends on what level of sponsorship you're talking about. Okay, here we'll jump these. Look at that, check it out. There we go.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, there we go. This is what I was trying to pull up last time. We're gonna get. So, for instance, if you have a decent amount following, you get your own pair of pants that are going to come out in about 3 to 4 weeks from now. So they're going to be released in a very limited quantity, but hopefully they do really well. But again, this is going back to, so this is my new signature series pant, the Aloha Series, which they have the matching jerseys, headbands in blue and white, and a couple of other things. But that's a perfect example, right? So that is easily trackable, straight up. That's trackable based on sales. If they make 100 of these pairs of pants, or they make 50 of these pairs of pants, and they sell them all, then they know that there's a market. So they started with headbands, they started with some jerseys, and they can see that there's a value in sponsoring Ryan Greenspan or making a product there.
Sure, yeah.
And on the lower level, like what's the benefit of sponsoring a D4 team? Okay, so LA Savage, I'll just use my guys as an example, because they're not, even though they're not sponsored, but maybe they will be after this. If you give them a deal and they become loyal due to that deal, then they're gonna be more inclined to say to some kid that's playing paintball or whatever, or if they get a new guy, hey, buy these pants, buy this jersey, get these goggles, get this headband. So now there's 4 items that maybe HK sold at a discount, 25% off, 30% off, whatever it might be. But then their whole team is wearing that sphere of influence starts growing and growing until you have a Phoenix Rising, or you have a Narcos, or you have an AC Dallas system where there's 50 to 70 to 100 players in this organization, and everybody's using the same product.
Yeah.
To become a driving force for that industry.
Yeah.
So even though like you think that maybe your D5 team or your D4 team is like just kind of, oh, I don't know if this is really it's going to work for me. You know what I mean? If Carbon sponsors them and they end up buying and becoming loyal to Carbon, then they get that opportunity. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's why it's valuable. So for instance is if you have a shout out to everybody from Southern California in here right now. If anybody here is watching, has a product, t-shirt, hat, a drink company. Shout out to Hum Kombucha.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever it might be out there that you guys want. You know, it could be maybe these Jurassic Park stickers, dinosaur stickers. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. Whatever it is, you could say, all right, look, Ryan and Kyle are getting about 1,000 views every single week. We just hit our max, or like our top viewership number, live views, 100 viewers all at once. So this is our biggest show by far. So if somebody's out there going, how do I get my product in front of a group of people, males aged 18 to 34? I wonder where I could do that. And then you kind of look around and say, maybe I should sponsor Ryan and Kyle's show.
Yeah.
Because every week they have about 1,000 people or more watching it consistently. And I can get, maybe I can sell a couple more Golden State Kings banners, or I can sell some more Hum Kombucha, whatever it might be. And there we go. Yeah. And that's kind of like how you get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
From a sponsor standpoint. So yeah, the most fun part is when you're the team and the sponsor and you're negotiating.
Yeah.
So Field One, as an owner of Field One and as an owner of Dynasty, I'm like, I want more.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no.
Yeah. On both sides.
Cut him off.
Yeah. Oh man.
So hey, shout out to everybody right now, 100 viewers. Like I said, we are gonna pick. Are we gonna do two? One for each. Two winners. For two team that aren't sponsored.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick two winners from the group. Comment in here again. Who does not have a sponsor right now, or who would like to be sponsored? Preferably, you have a team already.
Yeah, that's pretty important part too. Looking to help benefit your team. So if you're a player,
that's the big thing.
Bring something to your team.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that we're looking for here.
Yeah, and then Yasha, what's the pyramid scheme videos?
No, he just.
So. Yeah. So if
it was kind of.
he's commenting back on someone else.
No, he's trying to say that sponsorships. This sounds like pyramid scheme, a Ponzi scheme.
Ponzu sauce scheme.
Ponzi sauce scheme.
No, sponsorships are not Ponzu sauce schemes, and actually, we're not getting anything out of one of you guys winning a sponsorship aside from us being able to give you guys a great deal and hopefully grow paintball. Now, again. We recommend that you have a team. It's gonna get you a better deal, or it's gonna be more incentivizing for the sponsor for HK. So what I'm gonna do is, we'll pick somebody in here. I'm gonna pick somebody. Kyle's gonna pick somebody
for Carbon.
One for HK, one for Carbon, and then you guys are gonna get together a little sponsorship deck, as they call it, or just like a little intro email. And I'm gonna introduce you guys to my contact, and Kyle is going to be your contact. And from there, they're going to work out some sort of sponsorship deal, whether it's 10% off everything at Carbon, or it's 50% off everything at HK, or it's some free jerseys or free headbands in addition to an order. The idea is, again, that you guys have some sort of sphere of influence. You have a home field to some extent, or two, even if you switch off, and that you have 5 or 6 guys that are dedicated to paintball, and
Yeah,
that's how it kind of works. There we go. Joe Pike, Justin Schwartz has got you guys covered. Great. It doesn't matter what place you've come in, as long as we like you guys. There we go. LA Revival. Jonathan, do you guys have any sponsors right now?
These are all a few people I wrote down that.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. There we go. Also, just want to remind everybody real quickly as we're coming to this, now that we're back into the 100 player deal, I'm going to switch over to show you guys a rendering of the very last twister. This is the last twister that is available to the public. There's only one left. I'm going to give you guys here in about a couple minutes. There's going to be a promo code, and it's going to unlock the buying page for that. Let me give you some stats. Let me read off some stats really quickly for you guys. We'll want to talk about something real quick.
Wait, did you hide the gun? It went away.
Yeah. So okay, I'll put it back up here. So this is just the digital rendering. I actually have the real pictures on here. She just sent me too many of them, and it wasn't the same gun. So let me show you. So this is I'm just a messenger here. So the details of the Twister is the SLR. It's a super light rendition. They released 200 GO4s and 200 LV1s. The BKI members, so if you're a BKI member, you're automatically going to get like exclusive deals. So if something new comes out, whether it be Twister or whatever, oftentimes Committed and Boston Paintball have a lot of sales, you're going to be some of the first people to know. So you get exclusive access to that on top of all the great learning possibilities from BKI. Duh. So Team USA and BKI members were part of a special pre-sale that happened Thursday night. There were 50 guns set aside for them. All 50 of those were gone in 4 minutes. Then they opened a second round of pre-sale to Boston Paintball VIP customers. They sold 250 guns in 30 minutes. Then they saved 100 guns for the public, which went on sale on Friday, and they were sold out in 5 minutes. So there's one GO4 available that someone can get on the site with a password that I'm going to drop very shortly here. And then, I mean, like, I'm looking at the actual pictures of these things, and it's like, the gun is pretty sick. I'm just going to do the old-fashioned way. But, like, I could put it up on the screen, but they sent me like 20 images, so into last minute. But like the Twister, if you guys aren't familiar with the Twister,
I think it's cool.
It's pretty cool. It's got their little what did we decide this was? Space Invader?
Lori can write what it is down there.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a Space Invader
or a Beetle.
It's a Beetle?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is exactly, but it's there.
The LV 1.6 is nice. G. Beaker wrote that. I shot that at a clinic the other day.
Was that the new one?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's like it's very, very slender. It's like, remember when they made those SL egos that were like really tiny? It's kind of like that version of the LV.
Oh, cool. All right, so what we're gonna do really quickly. Oh yeah, it's a tribal logo. Yeah, but tribal, like what? So we've got word from the lead designer over there at Boston Paintball. What? All right, okay. But it looks, so I know I get it that it's a tribal logo, but where did the design come from? From Alien Space Invaders?
I think Lori made it, right? Or no?
Did Lori make it?
I don't know who made it. Oh, hey, Psycho Bunny, she said.
It's a Psycho Bunny. Is that Lori's team name?
No, that's what it was supposed to be.
A Psycho Bunny.
A bunny that's lost its mind, I guess.
Russ PK, yes, that is a GO4. Actually, somebody asked me also on the other, or on here earlier, about what about getting a twisted force. That is something that we are working towards. I'm stoked for that. I'm hoping that actually happens. So it literally is the Psycho Bunny. What is the Psycho Bunny? So hopefully one of their next ones will be a Twister Force, but a lot of people did ask. They were speculating because I guess Anthony you guys have been teasing it for a long time. So yeah, I'm hoping. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we could do a Twister Force in 2021, because I think that would be sick. I've loved that Twister look. So while Kyle was still in diapers, and I was playing paintball in the late 90s. They made a Twister cocker back then, and that was really, really cool. I don't know if we can do a Twister and a waffle at the same time. And Mr. 305 Chino, no, this is the only one that's available. I think it should be these two guys. Sundays are for the boys. LA Revival. I love that. Sorry, we're
deciding who we're
checking things out.
I can probably do two.
Yeah. All right, Kyle's gonna do two. So we're gonna pick the winners for the sponsorship first, or we launch the code first? We want to do the sponsorship first.
We'll do the sponsorship first.
And then we do the code at the end, because then everybody's going to bail.
Yeah.
We give them the code.
And I have another funny giveaway t-shirt here, too.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'll go through the likes to give that away.
Okay. All All right. Well, do you want to give away that right now so everybody sticks around?
So
I like this. This is good. Do we have any other announcements on here?
So this is a pretty funny shirt that was made by Raza Paintball and Tom Martinez that he gave me when I first got on the Ironman. But it is a Lauren Kelly NXL announcer paintball wife t-shirt. So it's size medium. If this is something that you might want, go ahead and say that you want the
comment M in the comments right there. Everybody comment M. So if you're a medium, if you could do something with a medium t-shirt and you really like this Lauren Kelly special, comment M in there, and Kyle will pick a winner. Just put an M in the comment box.
Yeah.
And one of you guys you got to be a medium, or you got to know somebody who's a medium.
It's funny because I pulled this shirt out of the garage the other day, and my girlfriend Shelby was over here the other day, and she's like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "This isn't like in my shirt repertoire, like in my closet."
Kyle secretly keeps a t-shirt with all of his ex-girlfriends.
And I was like, "I'm giving that away. I promise. It's not my shirt, you know."
There we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. Someone's about to win this. That is not Keely Watson. That's absolutely right. All right. So Kyle's gonna choose one person. Just comment M in the comment box. I think we've got over 100 comments here.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. Go ahead and pick a winner, huh?
I am going to pick. I'm going to pick Tommy Vincent because he looks pretty adamant, commenting medium about 12 times in here. So he seems like he wants it the most. So I'm going to pick Tommy Vincent.
Tommy Vincent.
So get a hold of me on Instagram with your address.
I'm going to pick one other person that already commented M, and I'm going to send you. I got a bunch of these. Remember, these are the neck gaiters to help fashionable neck gaiters that you can wear. So you can pull something over your face. I'm gonna send this out to somebody. And it's gonna go to Mr. Let's go with. Who'd you just give it to?
Tommy Vincent.
I was just about to say that. I go, this guy's in here a lot. I'm gonna go with Ryan Mayo. Mr. Ryan Mayo, shoot me a message directly to my Instagram or email me, and on Facebook or whatever, and I'll send you. Give me your address, and I'll send you this. So two people win something today, and then I'm gonna talk with for the HK Army sponsorship, Mr. Laramie Shaw. I forgot what your team name was. Laramie, are you still in here? If Laramie Shaw is in here, go ahead and let me know. Go ahead and shoot me an email, also ryangreenspan18@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram. Remember, I think we talked to you guys about this last time, but as soon as we shut this live stream down, we lose all the comments.
Yep.
So, Laramie Shaw, I'm gonna introduce you to put out a little introduction email to HK from Brandon Short over at HK Army, and he's gonna hook you up with some level of support for you and your crew, and hopefully, if it's done right, if the relationship works down, all right, with Team Lockdown. Where are you guys from, Laramie? You guys are hopefully going to build a great relationship, and then eventually it's going to spawn into some free painted events, maybe some free paint here and there, the discounts on products, discounts on jerseys, design time, all that stuff is going to be possibly coming your guys' way.
And then I am choosing for mine John Morales from Team LA Revival, and then Stephen Bolden, who posted a little bit earlier. I believe the team name was the Hampton Honey Badgers, I believe that's what it was.
That's a team I can get behind.
You guys can do two things. If you don't remember my Carbon email, which is kspicka @carbonpaintball.com. If you forget that, you forgot the A after the K.
See, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Right?
If you forget to email me, just shoot me a message, John Morales and Stephen Bolden on my Instagram. Also, we can go from there. Ryan just posted my email there. So you guys are going to be the winners of a carbon sponsorship. So get with me and we'll get together and go over some of the details and whatnot. And then also, but don't let this, besides it, we're giving these away today. If any of your teams are interested, just reach out, whether it's myself or Carbon or Brandon Short, I believe.
Yeah, be short
with HK Army.
If you've got a big crew of team of players, there is a good chance that a company like Carbon or HK or what are the other companies? Die or Empire,
GI.
I know that they love giving away Axe Plus caches. So that's a great way. We've already kind of given you guys a couple of ideas. I represent XYZ team. We've got this many players. We play this often. This is our local field. This is our local store. We know that this store already carries a lot of your products, or this field already carries a lot of products. But yeah, that's a great way to start. Obviously, if you guys have any other questions for us, bring them next week to the show, or email us directly, and we'll definitely help you guys out.
And we have a really cool giveaway we're going to be doing next week, and we'll elaborate on it. But essentially, we are going to probably be giving away, whether it's 1, 2, or individual,
a couple.
A free Q&A Zoom session with one of us. It'll probably be about like a 30-minute Zoom session where you can go one-on-one, and whether you want just general paintball tips or a Q&A session, personal free Zoom session. So
this is something that BKI offers right now, and we're just getting it off the ground. So right now we are offering for members, I believe it's $150. And for non-members, I believe it's $200, and that's about a little over an hour usually with your team. So your team of 5, 7, 10 guys, usually on like a Thursday or Friday prior to practice. What we do is we give you guys some game plans, some field maps, and walk you through different ways to organize and structure your practice. If it's before an event, and we can do multi-day, multi-event packages.
Yeah.
But this is something that Kyle's done. This is something I do quite a bit. I just did it with my local team, and it's kind of like it just gives you some ideas of what to do. Like, all right, because we're not here with you. We can't be out there on the field with you guys, but we can give you guys some structure.
Some knowledge, because, I mean, those fundamental stuff, sliding and snap shooting and how to shoot off the break, that's all stuff that you're going to learn anyways on your own just through practice and experience. But the in-depth paintball IQ knowledge, strategy, theory is what you really get from that, which is amazing.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. So we're going to probably pick a couple of you guys. I also have this. So this is a gift. Let me see. Hold on. This is a gift from G2 Paintball. All right. So when you join Dynasty, if you get on Dynasty, Victor Gamboa from G2 Paintball gives you a Swiss Army knife.
I got one of those, I think.
Yeah, I know. And it looks something like this. Now this one's sick. It's a wood grain.
Wow.
Yeah. So you get something like this when you join Dynasty. You get a cool little multi-tool Swiss Army knife. I actually use mine all the time, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I have it in my bag everywhere I go. Whether I need to cut something with the knife, I actually just replaced someone's solenoid, and I used this stupid thing, which is the worst thing you could possibly ever use to do anything.
I needed one of those. I should have brought mine this weekend. I needed to change my solenoid, and it's a little screw.
It's a little screw, right?
Yeah.
See? So these things are incredibly handy, these Swiss Army knives. Now, this one's a wood grain one, which I'm kind of jealous. I was actually just kind of thinking about not trying to give it away, but courtesy of G2 Paintball out of Phoenix, Arizona. They run classes. Rusty Glaze, Tyler Harmon, Victor Gamboa, and Brandon Unger run these classes.
You're giving that away?
Yes, so this is a giveaway.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you don't win this, it's something you guys can aspire to for trying to get on Dynasty.
Try to get on Dynasty
in
and get one of these things. I still have mine, and it comes with a little case.
If you don't have a Home Depot near you, get to the paintball field so that you can get on Dynasty soon and get one of those.
So what I'm gonna do as far as a giveaway, this is next week, not right now, but this is something to look forward to get you guys.
Give them the cliffhanger.
So bring them in. You're going to have to be following G2 Paintball on Instagram to possibly even be getting a possibility to win this thing. But I have not done the code for the Twister. That's happening in like seconds or minutes. Finally, before we do that, make sure that you guys like and share these posts. All of your guys' support we're grateful for that. I love the fact that everybody tuned in. We're like beyond excited and ecstatic for the amount of comments and everything that you guys, like all the support and all the interaction you guys are doing on the side there.
Yeah.
There are links below in the description for some of our sponsors. If you guys are in need of cleats, this is actually, speaking of sponsorships, this is a Dynasty sponsorship that New Balance gave us, and they gave us a Dynasty Store team link. You can save 30% off, something like that. Anyway, there's a ton of cleats in there. We all use, or most of us wear, the Freeze V2 cleats. There's a really comfortable pair of turf cleats in there as well. The Freeze V2 I think are by far my favorites. And there's a link down there so you can save. You can share that with your team. You can share that with your wife, your mom, your girlfriend, your husband, whoever it is that you would like to save it. You can share it with your enemy or your friend, whatever. Share it with somebody.
A couple other things too. Earlier in the show, someone asked like how long we plan to keep doing this, and we plan to keep growing it. It's been growing, and we enjoy doing it, and we think you guys all enjoy it. So we're gonna keep trying to expand it and see how we can make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of, to elaborate, we're talking to Ghost Sports this weekend. We're talking to them about working on getting some special footage actually that's oriented to what the concepts we're going over each week. So that's something else to look for. We're going to get direct little film bites to present to you guys from Ghost Sports directly for the show. So that'll be something cool to look forward to as well.
Yep. And then events coming up. Next weekend we have off. I'll be at Clowns vs. Zombies. You can see that right here on October 3rd and 4th at Paintball Explosion. So you guys can come out and play some big game fun. And yeah. Okay, so the moment that most of you guys have been waiting for, I'm going to be on the Clowns team. That's what you guys have been waiting for. I'm going to be playing with the Clowns. Clowns vs. Zombies. The moment you guys are waiting for, there's a link in the bio, in the description down here at the bottom. It is next to the BKI School of Paintball. To sign up for that, there's an HK Army signature line. You can jump right over there, support HK Army and myself, William Painter, $50 off any pair of sunglasses on their website. And finally, the Twister link. There is one Twister left for sale. And it's this one right here. It doesn't look like a cartoon, though. It looks like a real metal gun. And the code to buy it, I hope you guys have this opened up, there's a link and a window, a tab open up on your screen. The code to buy this is Dragon2020. The code is Dragon2020. Let's see how many people drop off here. So Juan Garcia, yeah, we go live once a week, every Monday. Sometimes we go. So I believe there's only one of these things available right now. This is the last one. Shout out to Eddie Dizon. I know you already got your hands on one.
Is there a code for New Balance cleats?
No, there's no code. You just got to click the link. It should just be the link, I believe. You want to click the link on the bottom there to make sure? So the New Balance team store should to drop you straight in there. Waiting. Oh, Amazon just delivered a package. That means it's time to say goodbye. Nope. Yeah, the link for the New Balance team store should just take you straight to a landing page for New Balance. Panther, nope. This is about it. Shout out to John Morales. Oh, right on, my man. I'll see you out there. Let's go, Clowns. Yeah, Roger. No code for New Balance cleats. You're just straight on there. You just click that link. and it brings you to the store.
Yeah, they're already discounted on there.
They're already discounted. $110 cleats, $70. You can get those slides, $30 slides, $20. So it's about 30% off. There, look at those. You already got a fancy pair of slides, didn't you? Huh?
Yeah.
So didn't get it. Sold out.
Wait, who bought it? If
somebody got it?
If one of you guys were able to purchase it, let us know.
I'm sorry. I honestly wish that there were more. I'm gonna complain to Lori. So what I'll do is, if there are any more people, if anybody backs out, I'm gonna talk to the Boston Paintball guys. I think that Lori might already be in here, so you already know what I'm gonna talk about. T2, you two. If any more people back out of buying any of these things in a couple of weeks, in the coming week before our next show, which is Monday, same time, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific, what I'll do is we'll just do another release and get another code going and see if there's maybe more than one this time. But it went quick. Let me see. What did Lori say? Michael DeLeon.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats to Mike DeLeon with his finger on the trigger, literally ready to buy. So stoked that you're able to get that gun, man.
Shout out to Big Sexy.
Big Sexy. Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Shout out.
Help us out a lot.
Big Sexy is part of the Narcos camp, which has got a huge following, a massive crew. So
probably see him on the HK.
See him on
social
the
media.
Social media. So again, another great representation of who to sponsor, why to sponsor them. Great following, great guy. Loves paintball, supports paintball, and gets tons of people in there. So Lori did so Lori, I'm gonna make sure that if there's any more on here, Panther, beer's on you if we go till 6 o'clock. Well, I don't know how you're gonna get us a beer right now, but I do appreciate that.
Maybe Instacart.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Laramie Shaw, shoot me a message. Who was it?
Tommy Vincent with the Lauren Kelly shirt, and then John Morales from LA Revival, and Stephen Bolden from the Hampton Honey Badgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The Carbon sponsorship.
So we are stoked. We're gonna be back again next week, Monday, at 4 p.m. same time. So bring your questions. We're gonna be giving away a couple of things. We're gonna do a couple of live, personal, private Zoom meetings with you and some of your crew. We've got this wood grain Swiss Army knife that says Dynasty, sends Rin Blade. So you got to be following G2 Paintball on Instagram to be able to get that. And thank you guys all very much for tuning in. And I'm gonna fade to a little something I showed you guys last week, a little boat action.
You go to the boat, you gotta go straight in there and start clearing guys out.
All right.
Hey, I'll go right behind you. Ready? Right there, Wolf. What up? Right on your belt, Will. DJ. On the paint. I don't know, but no, you're good. You're good. I'm completely out of paint. Get out! Ah, fuck!